Could you spot the fake game if you were at a flea market and you thought someone was trying to gouge you? Let's talk about that. Hey guys, it's Christo Chat, and I'd like to talk to you about these two games. Now, one of these was bought as a gift for me. It's this one, and it is a reproduction of a actual copy of Pokemon Ruby. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because it lacks a save battery. That means the weather, the battery going dry, won't ever affect the weather, won't ever affect Mystery Island, stuff like that. Sadly, that also means I won't be able to ever experience the Mystery Island. We're not going to talk about that. So, this is a real copy that I just purchased, and you can tell it's real by a few things. First off, it's really hard to see on the camera. Maybe if I turn on the flashlight. There we go. So the shades of red for the plastic they used are a bit different from one another. In reproduction cartridges, they tend to use cheaper materials, so you're not really going to catch stuff like that. Secondly, when you turn them over, you can see your PCB on the back. A lot of times, you can see the text that they use on original cartridges. You have 3 different kinds of text. With these two, they have the same text for the stuff that is below the Nintendo logo. You can see it's thicker. The middle text is thicker than the bottom, and the Nintendo logo is complete. Whereas this Nintendo logo is thin. All the text, all the lettering and logo is thinner on this one than that one, because this one's a real copy. And the text is all the same thing. Now, other than that, there is a small chip on the back of this that isn't on this one, although the boards are relatively similar. I'm going to pause the video and get these cartridges open. Now, this is something that you will not be able to do if you think someone's gouging you, but a good way you can see this is by flipping these boards up. First off, again, you can see through that plastic. Let's turn this off so you can actually see. You can see the board is almost completely flat. There is nothing on there. This board, you got a couple components, and that big old rectangle right there, that is your save battery. Very important that that's on there. If it is not, it is a fake copy of the game, or reproduction, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to pause this and unscrew these screws and show you the boards in reality. Now this is just embarrassing. Look at this. This is the reproduction. This is the original. Look at how much. There's your ROM. You got all this stuff going on here. You got your flash. Nintendo really likes to let you know what's going on the board. So you're going to see a lot of lettering, a lot of white boxes around points of interest, so to speak. And on the back, you can see what I'm talking about. I really hate handling boards because I don't want to break them. That gold right in the upper left corner, that will be on an actual copy most of the time. And as you can see on the back of the reproduction, it is not there. There's almost nothing going on, which is really amazing. You can see how far technology has come. You don't need as much as Nintendo used, but then again, Nintendo kind of knows what they're doing. So, they're going to try to copy the text again, but again, look at that Nintendo logo. That is sharp, well printed. This is thick, it's globby. It's not right. And obviously, Nintendo does not use these gray clay glob tops. That is not in their practices at all. No GBA games should have those glob tops, unless it's made by like a third-party company or something. Secondly, again, I was reminded by taking these screws out. This reproduction cart uses a self-tapping screw, whereas the actual copy does not. You can see that's the actual copy's screw, and that is the reproduction. It uses a self-tapping screw to save on cost, I guess, that you don't have to mold the screw pattern into the shell. Also, smart for the company who reproductioned this cartridge to use a tri-head. A lot of reproduction carts will not use tri-heads. They'll put a Phillips head on the back of the cartridge. That's an indicator. Now, this save battery right here is yellow. That is because it has been replaced. I can say that's a pretty good quality save battery replacement. I think that might be the ones that you can buy in bulk online. But this is a very well done replacement on the save battery. In general, it looks to be just well kept. The label's in good condition, which is contrary to a lot of things. Oh, another thing with the labels. Let's get this back on. It does have to go on and slide in, so that even if you don't have a screw on, there we go. It'll still be a solid cartridge. Yes, here, the label thing. I'll put these back on off camera. With the label, if you look closely, there you go. There's a black outline around the AGB AXVE USA. That is your region, by the way. And on the fake one, there is nothing. There is no outline. It is just plain white text. Again, I think we can really see the difference in plastic when you hold it up to the light. You can see that there's a lot less color in that reproduction. Okay, there you go. Let's get you back together. Now these cartridges, reproductions aren't all bad. They're really bad in the DS. The DS line have a lot of reproduction cartridges for the Pokemon games, especially. The Pokemon games are the ones that have it bad the worst. They get the most reproduction games because a lot of people, when they buy a retro console, retro portable from Nintendo, they see, oh, Pokemon, I should buy Pokemon, because Pokemon's like the stuff for retro Nintendo handhelds. So a lot of people will just assume, oh, I got a Game Boy Advance, I should play Pokemon now. And you go on the market, you search up Pokemon Ruby on eBay, you find a copy for like $2. 1 second. Okay, we're back. Now, these look like perfectly, now that they're sealed back up, we can talk more about this. I lost my train of thought. But the biggest tell for a fake cartridge, oh, right, we're talking about why people make fakes. Because when you buy an older console, you want to get Pokemon on it. So you go on eBay, you search up the Pokemon game of choice, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can buy it for $2. Let's go. But it's not for $2 because you're buying a fake. Very sad. So this is, first off, this is the guy who I bought it from save file. So that's pretty cool. My biggest tell that I found with this reproduction cartridge was saving. Let's count how many seconds it takes it to save. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. Okay? Also, there's a huge glitch with the repro carts when you try to save them. Sometimes my GBASP started. The power switch is kind of out of whack right now. Oh no, I didn't read the cart. Now, this isn't trying to knock on the person who gave this to me, because it's an honest mistake. They're not like into collecting these things. Wow, it's really struggling to read this card. Also, it's a lot. They don't mold them quite right, so they really snap into your GBA, and it's not a fun. Yeah, I don't like it. It feels like it's damaging the console. But it was my first time experiencing Pokemon Ruby. It was an awesome experience. I had a great time playing it. So honestly, good on them for allowing me to have that experience. As you can see, I have spent 34 hours playing this game. Now, this is my save file. It does work functionally well. The issue is, when you go to save, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 seconds and the audio mutes when you go past what is planned. When you go past 5 seconds, which is how long the actual game takes to save, the audio mutes. everything goes silent. You have to sit around and wait for it to catch up. On the bright side, though, functionally, it works just fine. I only had one glitch, and I'm sure that it's not going to be able to trade. That's a big thing with these fake games. They can't trade with other GBA games a lot of the times. And with the DS ones, for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they were not able to operate with the Pokewalker. With the Platinum ones, they can't work with Pokemon Bank a lot of the times. Just the reproduction cards, they don't like to connect to other things. It's the game, that's all you're getting. You're not getting your exterior connections. So once I get a link cable for the GBA, I'll probably give it a shot, see if it actually does work, but my best guess is it's definitely not going to. I have a feeling it's going to crash if I try to do that, and I'm worried it might wipe my save, so I'm going to start getting attached to my actual copy now. Won't that'll work. But yeah, that's all though. So yeah, that's basically it though. It was a fun game. It was a fun time. This blast I've had with you, educating you guys. Let's actually real quick check out the GBA logo because that sometimes they've messed that up pretty bad. Oh yeah, you can see it. Look how tightly the background is on the logo. How it flushes with the letters. And look how it just chunks out on their version of it. It's so much more excess in the back. Whereas this, it's nice and tight against the lettering. And it's just so chunky. The letters are too thin and stuff. It's just not, it just doesn't look quite right, you know? Let's get an actual Game Boy Advance game. One that I can evaluate is real. You can see those letters are really tight to the background. And it's the same on this. You can see especially with the lettering between the O and the Y. There's that specific pattern. The flat, rounded flat. You can see that there. And you go here. And it's almost just completely flattened out. It's just not a good mold. And again, they gave the person who gave this to me gave me the experience of playing Pokemon Ruby. It worked perfectly well. I wasn't trading with anyone, so I don't even know if it's gonna fail that. They didn't know. It's not their fault. It's not their job to evaluate everything that they buy on the internet. The seller was obviously like, hey, it's a real game. So it was obviously just the seller being a malicious butthole. You don't do that to people. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy my playthrough on this. There might actually be some differences. If there are, I'll tell you. You can also see in the logo, the labels, the Pokemon lettering isn't as metallic on either, but you can really see how the background is darkened, like really hard, to make it look more, I don't know, like legit. I don't know. But yeah, so that's all. Thank you for watching my ramblings, and stay careful out there, retro boys. Because people are buttholes, and they don't want to, they want to get their best deal, so they're gonna peddle you their garbage. You have to really watch out. You're not gonna get, especially Gen 4 and 5, you're not gonna get those games for under $60. But yeah, I'm gonna start my playthrough. Let's go into option. Good. But I'm gonna start my new playthrough, and I will see you guys later. So yeah.